The headline making newspapers around the world is as follows. France doesn't have any French players, says the former Prime Minister of Spain. Media outlets around the world criticized the statement and described the minister's comment as offensive to the players of the French national team. Unfortunately, we can see that a part of the mainstream media has forgotten its true role, which is to deliver the news and never forget the real interests of its people. It's been a long time since some media outlets have stopped playing that role, although we still have good journalists. The statement by the former Minister of Spain helps put into context something that many have already noticed: the end of culture and the arrival of so-called globalization. This is a highly controversial topic. My brothers and we Brazilians are paying very close attention right now at this very moment as you are watching this video. Representative Luis Carlos Rauli of Podemos from Paraná presented a bill in the Chamber of Deputies that restricts call-ups for the Brazilian national team, literally prohibiting players, even those who are Brazilian but play for foreign teams, from being called up to the national team, and the same goes for foreign coaches. Honestly, in my opinion, it's an exaggeration not to call up a player just because he's on a foreign team. It's absurd. In fact, Messi, Ronaldo, Fenomeno, Ronaldinho, all of them played for foreign teams. We would never have won the last World Cups if they weren't present on our national team. But on the other hand, I agree, for example, with banning sponsorships from betting companies, the bookmakers. We know that they are extremely toxic and can raise suspicions of influencing the outcome of the game. People are even saying that it could be, it might have been. Of course, that's just a hypothesis. There's no proof of it. But there are speculations saying that Vini Junho didn't take the penalty because of influence from the betting companies. But let me make it clear, these are just rumors. No one has proof of that. But what we're going to show you now, from this point on, are facts. The French national team is made up of French people. Was the Spanish minister right? That's what we're going to find out now as soon as you grab the fried egg with salad, the sardine and potatoes, that good old French bread with a nice cup of coffee, and we start our segment, Señores do Mundo. Senhores do Mundo. What defines a national team? Originally, the answer was simple: the clash between the best representatives of each culture, each nation, each land. National team soccer was born to be the ultimate expression of a nation's identity. But today, when we look at France, what we see on the screen no longer seems like a genuine representation of the historic French people. It's become common to hear that France has put together a team practically without people of French origin. For many, for critics, what's on the field is not the triumph of French sports, but rather a facade propped up by globalization and demographic engineering. For those who defend political correctness, pointing this out is taboo. But for those who analyze the geopolitics of sports realistically, the question is inevitable. If a national team needs to massively rely on the children and grandchildren of people from other nations to be competitive, can it still be called the French national team? Or has the concept of homeland in soccer been privatized and turned into a mere market for imported talent? To understand the seriousness of this change, we need to go back to the origins. National teams were created as the opposite of football clubs. In clubs, money buys whoever you want, from anywhere on the planet. If Real Madrid or Paris Saint-Germain want an attack formed by a Brazilian, a Frenchman, and an Argentine, all they have to do is pay. That's the free market in action. National teams, on the other hand, should be the last refuge of belonging, where money can't buy where you're from. They should test a country's ability to produce, educate, and develop its own native citizens within its cultural and historical borders. But France subverted this logic by relying heavily on first and second generation immigrants from its former colonies. The country created a precedent. Instead of developing the sport organically throughout its entire native population, the French system started to fish for talent in communities that maintained cultural, family, and emotional ties, much stronger with their countries of origin than with the very tricolor flag they wear out of professional obligation. The heart of this phenomenon is not in the green fields of Brittany or in the villages of the province. They are in the banlieues, the decayed and buried suburbs, hemmed in by walls. Areas that, ironically, operate almost like parallel states. Within France itself, in areas where traditional French culture is practically non-existent and social tensions are constant, the French state has failed to culturally integrate these populations, but has found a practical use for them. Elite sports soccer has become the only outlet for thousands of young people from these regions. A true talent extraction industry has been established in these immigrant communities. The French Football Federation set up a scouting network that operates almost like a mining company, extracting the physical strength and technical skill of these young people to feed the state's propaganda machine. The result is a national team that is used politically as a showcase of successful integration, which in real life on French streets simply does not exist. It's a sports cover-up to hide a deep social crisis. Another factor that exposes this farce is the opportunism surrounding dual nationality. Globalization creates a generation of athletes who see national sovereignty as a business contract. Many of these players spend their childhood and adolescence without deciding which country they truly love. If they are good enough for the European level, they choose France to increase their transfer market value and get more sponsors. If they don't reach that elite level, they turn to another homeland, in Africa, to play in a World Cup. Where does patriotism fit into this equation? When representing a national team becomes a purely market-driven and career decision, the very spirit of international football dies. It turns into a corporate farce. The player isn't defending his people. He's defending his personal brand using the country's crest, which he sees only as a business platform. The case of France is not an isolated one. It's just the spearhead of a globalist process that wants to erase borders and national identities in favor of performance and profit. The moment we accept that the national team no longer needs to reflect the historical demographics and native culture of its people, we also accept the end of the concept of nation in sports. If national team soccer has become just a competition to see who can naturalize, inherit, or attract the largest number of soccer players, then the World Cups have lost their essence, becoming just club tournaments disguised with colorful flags. The French national team may even stack up trophies and celebrate million-dollar victories in Paris.
What a day is this? French national team stacking up and celebrating million-dollar victories.
French national team stacking up.
But for those who still believe that soccer should be the genuine expression of a people's soul, this team is nothing more than a synthetic product of globalization. A brilliant facade, but still a facade. And do you believe that national teams should still represent the historical identity of their people? Or do you agree that football has become a global market where origin no longer matters? Leave your critical opinion in the comments and subscribe for more unfiltered analysis. Here on our good old channel, Encarando o Sobrenatural Official, which we now call Encara News. I'm Davey. Thank you very much for being here. We don't use QR codes here. The only thing I ask is that if you liked it, leave your comment. Consider becoming part of this family. You will be very welcome. When you like and share, you help make sure more videos are made. Thank you very much, my brothers. May God bless each one of you. Hugs and always facing the supernatural.